Hello everyone, my name is Den and I'm 19 years old. I grew up in Cebu City, Philippines, and I am one of those kids who would love to experience ghost hunting and to listen to real ghost stories. But I never expected that I would be witnessing something paranormal inside my house. Today, I am going to share my experience with you about the footprint that never disappeared. Late afternoon, my girl cousin's best friend, Gina, came to stay at our house for almost a week to spend the rest of her days having fun with us before her job starts. She shared many stories about the ghost experiences she had in her life. I enjoyed listening to her, and I told her that I would love to experience it someday. She then told me,
The more you want, the more they'll give. Be careful what you wish for.
later that evening, I suddenly hear noises in the other house while I was in my room. We have two houses that are merged together with a door that can let us enter each house. My grandma's house and a house for my family. I didn't mind the noise, not until I kept hearing it every night. It sounded that someone kept walking in that room. Now, you might wonder how I could hear the noises coming from my grandma's house. Both houses have second floors and two bedrooms. My room has a window where I can see the room where the noises are coming from. That was my old room when I was 14 before my mother built a house for us 2 years ago. No one already sleeps there. That room has always been dark ever since the new house was built. And the other room was where my girl cousin sleeps with my grandma and Sheena. My grandma's house has been living for already 24 years. But I never really noticed anything strange in that room, nor the house. Not until Sheena came. The next evening, around 1 a.m. midnight, I woke up because I was very thirsty, so I went down to the dining room to drink water. I suddenly froze when I felt a strong presence on the stairs as I saw a shadow figure of a woman beside the water dispenser. I suddenly remember what my friend told me before. When you see a ghost, never be too obvious. Don't look at it, don't mind it, and never point at a ghost. The room was dark but with a warm light that we always turn on every night. When I went to get the water, the presence was gone. But then I looked behind me. I saw the shadow staring directly at me, peeking behind a door in the bathroom that was dark. The presence became strong as I hurried to close the door and went back to my room. Another evening, we were playing a game of mahjong with Sheena and my other cousins. It was a really fun night. Then my other cousin went to the bathroom to have a private conversation with her best friend. I went close to the door to eavesdrop their conversation, and I suddenly hear a lady's voice that was whispering a prayer. I told my cousin, "Did you whisper something?" She said no. I knew it wasn't her because the voice I heard was more of the voice of a 25-year-old woman, and the tone was deep for the fact that I know that her best friend is a guy. After the mahjong game, I spoke to Sheena about the things I've been experiencing the past few days. I told her about the figure I saw and the voices I heard. She told me that the ghost came with her and that ghost has been following her for many years, and she never knew how to get rid of it. So she just let her be and got used to it. The next evening, which is the fourth night of my experience, was a very rainy night. Nothing felt off with my surroundings, but something happened in my grandma's house. While my cousin and my grandma and my nephews were watching TV, They heard a loud bang on the second floor, but it did not come from my cousin's room. It came from my old room. The floors are made of wood, so the sound would be loud enough to be heard. I went to get my key in my mother's room to check, because my grandma thought something might have broken. When I opened my room and turned on the lights, I saw a lot of footprints scattered around the floor, as if someone has been walking around my room and was wet from the rain. But how? No one ever came in here, and certainly not me. Nothing even fell. I went in, and I felt a strong pressure on my legs as if someone was crushing it. Then I ran out and called Sheena. The next day, Sheena and I came back to my room. But something odd happened. The footprints were still there. How was that even possible? I even tried to wipe the footprints, but it never disappeared. I told my parents about this, as well as my cousins, but they don't believe in ghosts. Not even the slightest bit. Sheena never expected this to happen. She told me that this lady left a mark when she chose to stay in our house. It has been 5 months since Sheena left that day, and she never came back to our house. The footprints were still visible in my room. I guess it is my turn to find the next victim.